Hey, welcome back to the Man Cave Workshop, and thank you for joining me again on this this short video. I just thought we've just done in the last video. We've just done this Roberts RIC 2. So yesterday I dragged out this Roberts RIC 1 and was going to film it, but so many similarities between these two sets. It would have just been like repetitive. Basically, it's had the same treatment as the RIC 2 in the last video. See, there's 6 electrolytic capacitors in it, which just swapped out. These are the guys that were in it. There's a 640, two 400s, a 2.5, a 10 and a 32, all out of spec. So just another service for this RIC 1. Looking at them side by side, obviously they look different on the dial faces because of the layout and the way it's presented. I mean, on the RIC 2, it's got sort of a traditional dial cord and needle that moves up and down a dial face. On the RIC 1, and I quite like this, it's got this, let me get it without any glare, it's like a slow motion needle. So there's no dial cord on this. I just kind of like the way the RIC 1 looks, and I think it's more popular than the RIC 2, partly because of that. There seems to be quite a few more of these about, which is another point, because they both made in the Surrey UK Roberts factory. Now the RIC 1 went into production in 1968, and they carried on manufacturing and producing the RIC 1 until 1971, which then from 1971 the RIC 2 was then produced until 1974. But the RIC 1 does seem to be a more popular radio with people, and that's why I wanted to do the RIC 2 in the last video, because it's not really been covered that much by people on YouTube. Size-wise, the RIC 2 has a bigger presence about it, but when you actually measure them, do it this way, you might be able to see better. They're actually pretty much identical in size. Now, I don't know if it's just the aesthetics of the RIC 2 that makes it look bigger, but when you measure them, there's nothing in it at all. They're actually the same size. I think these end cheeks were used on the RIC 2, perhaps the whole case, from the production line with the RIC 1. And I wouldn't be surprised if I think you could, yeah, if you took these bits away here, this face would fit into this case, because the actual case, the physical case, is identical, but the RIC 2 looks a bit bigger. Anyway, what we'll do, we'll pop a couple of batteries in. I mean, they both share the same battery, the PP9 9-volt battery, and we'll give them a spin. This one I did a thorough. It was pretty clean, but I did a thorough job of polishing all the metal, just with some metal polishing paste in a tube. Have I got that? It's up on a shelf. So let's pop a battery in the RIC 1. There we go. I'm really enjoying this little short video. It's just to pass a little bit of time, really. I'm moving on to another project soon, and we'll be having a look at that. So let's pop the RIC 2 battery in. Oh, we know that both these sets work because we've just serviced the 2. So let's go for the RIC 1. Let's pop it on medium wave.
Reported symptoms consistent with depression. Bristol City Women's
So I do like the way this needle moves on these RIC 1s.
government work. A further 429 people have died.
You see, it sounds nice and clear, and there's no tone control on the RIC one.
Save lives.
The greatest hits of all time. This is gold.
Right, let's pop it onto long wave.
For settlement, Mr. Carman will bring it forth. We shall see. Does your client wish to take a short break and settle her?
So it is quite a nice sound. I do like the RIC ones. Let's give these the RIC 2 the same.
2019-20 season. Arsenal defender Pablo Mari says he's found the right club and has pledged his long deployment.
So let's get on. I keep doing the music, don't I? I hope I get away with that.
Be completed by the end of the month. Kraken's Maurizio Pochettino would be an outstanding manager.
Even though the RIC 2 has this tone control, I think the RIC 1's got a nicer sort of sound. Let's see if we can get radio 4.
What he really is. How is that son of yours doing now?
He was doing brilliantly. He looked like getting out, with the real culprit going to prison for setting that fire. But then, the witness who could prove it was killed.
Yeah, I think the RIC 1 has got the edge on sound, really. It sounds richer, clearer, just a nicer overall sound, even though it's got no tone control. When you start looking at them, you can see they share components. So they'd have had boxes and boxes of these in the factory, and they share so many similar components. I think really with the RIC 2, the main difference is the dial, is a dial face, and the cosmetics of it. Slight differences on the board, but hardly any at all. So there we go. That's the Roberts RIC 1 and the Roberts RIC 2 side by side to have a look at, to compare, just to show them. It's not often you see them together in any video, so I thought I'd do that. So I hope you enjoyed this short video, and thank you for joining me. Be good to each other, stay safe, and I will catch you in the next video.